Hey everybody, it is July 26th. This update came out 2 days ago on the 24th. I've got a Priv that is directly from Blackberry, but it runs on the AT&T system, so I don't know if this is being pushed by Blackberry or by AT&T, but we're at 100% and it is 1240. It looks like a small one. I can't find anything on the internet about what this thing is. Look at that. 82, normally it's like 140 if it's just a simple monthly update. So 1240, let's see how fast this thing goes. And I'll ramble on like I always do. Hey, if you want to do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like, that would be awesome. I did get a new camera, and I've been so busy trying to get everything taken care of that I've had absolutely no time at all to take it out of the box and do a review. That's going to be coming up soon. I've got 6 more videos that I'm going to be posting in the next couple days. So what's going on with me? Let's see. I went to a dog adoption place, and there's a really cute dog that I'm thinking of adopting. But it would completely change my life because I just do what I want. And I wake up in the morning and I go where I want, when I want, and I do what I want, and I have very little responsibility, even though I have an enormous amount of responsibility. I just have a lot of freedom to do what I want. And if I get a dog, I've got a lot that I've got to deal with, like first off making sure the dog can't get hurt here. And this place is loaded with lots of stuff. I just finished painting. I got paint cans all over. I got cleaning chemicals. I've got screws on the floor from redoing hinges. I've got electronics and cables and parts and wires and tools and speakers and photos, and everything's out of the cabinet because I'm cleaning and organizing. So the place is just a dangerous mess. And this has really motivated me now. People are saying, look, you need the dog needs you, and you need to do this. And I'm saying, well, I don't know if I need the dog. And then they say, but you need the unconditional love of a dog. And I say, I don't need unconditional love. You know, I'm on my own. I can take care of myself. I don't need anything. I'm not really a needy person as far as that. I've kind of shut all that off of my personality right now. So it's not like I need anything. Still downloading. Oh, I know I should turn off the screensaver thing on here, but I don't. So, I'm not really sure what's going on. My birthday's coming up in another few weeks, and so I decided, somebody said, if you get the dog, all you need, put the dog in the kitchen. Let the dog stay in the kitchen until you clean the rest of the place up. So I thought, well, that's an idea. So it took me 3 hours to clean the kitchen because I had stuff all over the floor, boxes, a lot of food that I bought from Costco and things for my bike rides, and they were just in boxes on the floor because I never put them in the cabinet because it would take forever. So I spent 3 hours one night cleaning all that stuff off the floor, and then I spent about another 2 hours the next night organizing. And then at the end of the day, or the end of the night, in the kitchen, all that was left was mostly floor cleaning chemicals and dusting stuff and a lot of bottles, a lot of containers, way more than I should even own. And that's why I stopped buying cleaning solutions and chemicals a few years ago, because I just have way too much. So I know I could put it outside in my little storage box, and that would take care of that, and that's a very strong possibility, but the kitchen is almost done. Then I started dealing with, okay, I've got a few areas I've got to paint, so I'm working on the painting, and I got that done today. Now I'm doing the cleaning, and I still don't know if I'm going to get the dog, but the possibility is open. I've got to find out. I know the dog is supposedly not good around kids because it will nip at them, so it was probably abused as a puppy, and the dog was never trained because it probably had very poor owners, and supposedly the dog barks a lot, but when I've seen the dog, it only barked once. So I don't know how much it barks. I don't know. It's never been trained, so I don't know. I'm not worried about training. You know, it's like if you get married, you learn how to train somebody once you get married. Oh, did I say that? Okay, so that's probably why I'm not married. So, but that's true. You learn how to deal with life in different situations, and every animal, or most animals, should be trainable. I don't think that's a big problem. The big problem for me is lifestyle change, which is going to be absolutely incredible because, like I said, I just wake up in the morning, hop on the bike, and ride it down the bike path, and I'm gone for hours. And then I'm thinking, wait a second, dogs stay at home all the time. That's not a big issue. It's a big issue if she barks, and so, or if she tears this place apart when I'm gone, or gets herself hurt because I'm not here. That I've got to deal with, and I still have to find out, if I go back there, I got to find out what's her health like, I know her personality supposedly, I've been around her. I'm not worried about the nipping, I'm not worried about being around other dogs. I just need to know, I don't even know if she's house trained, so if she isn't, then that's something else I've got to deal with. Not the end of the world, everybody deals with that with a puppy, so I'm not going to fault an animal for not being trained. But the big consideration for me is the barking, because a lot of people have animals where I live and the dogs bark, but if she's going to bark like crazy when I leave, that's a huge issue. That's a very big issue. Not so much for me, but for really pissing off people, and then I'd have a real problem with it. And I don't know what her separation anxiety level is like, and but my mom's still alive, and my mom wants me to get a dog because she wants the dog, and so she'd want it over there. But then the other thing is, I've got to be concerned with if the dog's over there. I told her, you can't put a dog in a backyard nowadays because people go in the yard and they steal them. That's just what they do. They steal them, they sell them. And this little dog, the lawn back there, the gardener put some shrub killer, some weed killer on the ground. So you got to worry about, is the dog going to go and chew on that stuff and get sick, or are there screws or wires or things in the backyard? And if the dog goes to the other part of the yard at night, my mom, what's going to happen? She can't go put a flashlight on and go roaming around in the yard trying to find this animal. So there's just a lot that I'm trying to think of what I'm going to do. So my birthday's coming up in a few weeks, and so the thought is, during that time, clean this place up. And maybe if she's not adopted by then, she hasn't been adopted, it's been over a month, and probably because they warn everybody she can't be around dogs and she can't be around kids and she can't, and she's not trained, so that scares everybody off, even though she's adorable. So, and again, I don't know what her health level is. I think she's fine. So I've got a few weeks to clean this place up, and that's what I've been working on, and that's why this video, I wanted to do this video 2 days ago when it came out, but no time to do that. I've got to get cleaning, and I've been doing other videos. So if she's there in a couple weeks, then I'll make a decision, and I might get her. But that's why during those few weeks, I'm going to try to get this place cleaned up as best as I can. And so it's also a good motivator. It's pushing me along to clean this place up and try to get my life organized and in shape. I spent a lot of time doing YouTube videos and exercising and taking my mom places, doing things for my mom, going over there. I spend more time working at her place than I do at my place, fixing things up. And so, you got to work, you got to make money, you got to take care of business, you got some responsibilities. So really, I do have a lot of responsibilities. So why am I saying that? I don't know. Why not? As far as exercise, I'm just updating everybody because that's what I do during this this video. Some people appreciate it. Most people just click stop and don't want to listen. I can't really tell you again what the updates are because I have no clue. The internet's not listing this. If you noticed my last video, I did a did a May update. Then I did a June update, I believe, and then there was no July update. When I did the last update, it showed June. Very strange. Oh boy, here we go again. Very odd, but it showed that it was June 5th. So I don't know if I ever got a July update. I think I got a July update because I got a new update number, but it never changed the date. So, and then a week or two later, this thing comes out right in the middle of July. So I'm guessing this is a late July update. And I don't really know. There are a lot of complaints on the net from people saying they're not getting their updates. Some people have complained they're not getting updates for 2 or 3 or 4 months. And I think with something like that, that's probably because of the carrier and not because of Blackberry. Blackberry has been very consistent every month, almost to the day. ever since I got this phone. The updates have come out. So we've been downloading now for 9 minutes, and I've been rambling nonstop for 9 minutes. So let's get to the bike. Check out my videos I posted, and I'm going to be posting again. I'm doing some reviews on bicycle seats. Really makes a difference. I've been riding my bike and I love it, but just an incredible amount of pain in the butt, and the butt muscles, also the leg muscles, but the butt, it's just uncomfortable sitting on a bike seat. And like guitar, where people, when you learn guitar, people say you got to build up calluses on your fingers to be able to play. That's not true. You've got to build up finger strength. Sometimes you need calluses, but you can get by without calluses. You need finger strength. You need hand strength. And it's the same with a bike. People say you got to build up your butt muscles. Well, you can't really build up a butt muscle to sit on a seat and endure pain. So I got myself a bike seat, and it made all the difference in the world. I was able to crank out a really good 20-mile bike ride. When I got home, I was exhausted, not because of the bike seat. My legs were killing me, not because of the bike seat. I was thirsty and dehydrated, even though I sucked down a ton of water. And all I can say is I haven't been in the gym in way too long, like a month and a half, even though I'm paying for it. I'm going to get back to it. So all I can say is bike riding is absolutely incredible, because you get out there and you don't want to really go fast, even though it burns a massive amount of calories. You want to go at a long rates. For me, I'm doing like 2 or 3 hours of riding. The heart rate is about 120 to 130, which there's no way I could sustain that if I was on an exercise bike in a gym. I would go crazy being in a closed-in dark gym with lots of noise. But on a bike, I can just get out there and watch the road or watch the bike path. Again, don't ride a bicycle on the street. I don't care how safe you think you are. You're just asking for somebody to hit you and wipe you out. It happens every day. So many accidents, so many deaths in this country, every day from people on a bike riding. All right, doesn't look like I have too much battery power left on this thing. This happened last time. I've got 14 minutes of battery power. This is definitely not good. There's no way that this is going to... Hopefully it downloads in 14 minutes. I'll go plug in some power and we'll be good. So, what I wanted to say, like I said last month and the month before, you get on that bike and you crank out and you just ride and ride and ride. Take a little bit of food with you. Take healthy food. Don't take junk, but you do need carbs. If you don't have carbs and you're riding, you're going to once you burn up the carbs that you've got, you're not going to start losing weight. You're going to start burning up muscle tissue. And when you burn up muscle, it takes a long time to replace muscle. When you start burning up muscle, you're not burning calories. You're actually losing bulk on your body. You're losing muscle, and then you're losing less calories because you don't have that muscle there that's burning calories. So it's really kind of confusing. But the cool thing about being on that bike, you just get off of it after you're finished riding, and you notice the amount of flab that shrunk up. And I don't know what that is. Is that weight loss? Is it calorie loss? Is it hydration? But I'm drinking so much water, but then it's hard to say because once I get home, I just suck down bottles of water. So it could be hydration because the next day, sometimes the body fat goes way back up, and sometimes it, who knows what's going on. The other thing they tell you, if you want to lose weight, and I'm not advising this, they say most of us could lose 3 to 5 pounds within a couple days. It's all salt content. We have too much salt in our body, and if you drank a lot of water, salt retains water, so if you drink a ton of water, it doesn't make sense, but the more water you drink, then the more you'll flush out the salt, and you should be able to lose weight. The problem is when you stop doing that and you go back to a regular lifestyle, all of that's going to come back. So, and every item that you eat, almost every item but vegetables, has salt in it. Fruit has tons of salt. Everything's got salt in it. No, fruit has tons of sugar. But all processed foods, all foods that you buy, everything's got salt in it. So I was riding my bike. I had some I had some peanuts. They got salt in them. But the catch is you need some salt because when you're riding and you're sweating, all that... you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to have carbs. You've got to have salt, or you're going to end up in the hospital. So it's a really tricky balance of trying to figure this all out. And then the other problem is that when you start eating the salt and the sugar so that you don't pass out from working out hard, If you eat too much sugar, then you have diabetes problems. So you're not supposed to eat sugar, you're not supposed to eat salt. The only way that you could survive is literally living on green vegetables, and that's a nightmare in itself. So we've got 11 minutes left if I don't get this download soon. Last time it took 20 minutes to download, and luckily it finished right before the battery died. So let me give you a break. I'm going to power up with the cable. And how do you like that? I go to connect the power cord, and I come back not more than 30 seconds later, and it's already at a restart. So the download for this guy took 40, 50, 16 minutes, 16-minute download. Sorry about the light reflection. I'm going to do the restart here. And I always screw this up. Okay, so we've got update available. And then I never noticed this, that little message that says rebooting in so many seconds. So it's going to go do the reboot. It's been very odd lately. This is a security update, and the way you can tell is it's so small. It's under 140 meg. Sorry about all the reflections and all of that. We got the Android thing over here. The last update, I thought it was going to go do the checking of the 140, the 41 or the 39 modules. And it didn't even do that. It just rebooted and everything was done. I've noticed that the phone does not that I had a problem with it compared to other people, but I noticed that the phone is not getting hot or warm on these recent updates. There's a little blue line over there. Try to get rid of this light. Little out of focus because of the reflection and the light and the glare. It's summertime in Los Angeles. I live by the beach, so if you go in the valley, which is about 20 miles away from me, it is in the 90s. And you come down to where I'm at, by the beach. It's sunny right now. It's humid. We definitely have a lot of humidity this week. So it's humid, but it is cool. It's about 20 degrees cooler here. And a couple days ago, it was foggy and almost overcast by the beach when I did a bike ride, yet it was in the 90s, 20 miles away. And it's not even 20 miles. If I go 2 miles away from the ocean. If I go a mile away from the ocean, it starts to get humid and sunny. So I used to hate the overcast and the glare, but I sure love not having to crank on the AC. So back to the bicycle. If you were trying to lose weight, get yourself a bike. Find a place where it's safe to ride and ride that bike. Just get yourself into a routine. With me, I've got to be careful because my back tightens up. I don't lean forward on my bike. I've got a mountain bike, so a mountain type bike. If you get a cruiser bike, the handles slide towards you and you're sitting up straight, and that's good. I've got kind of like a mountain bike. It's a smaller mountain bike. It's easier for me. It's low to the ground, so I'm not worried about falling off and hurting myself. Having to deal with the people cutting me off on the bike path and people walking across. Oh, I'm getting a message on the phone. Something's happening. My little Garmin just went off. Something's going on. So get yourself a bike. And whether it's one of those racing bikes or something you lean forward, or the cruiser bike that you sit upright, or the mountain bike where you don't sit up as upright, and find a place to ride. And you're going to if you want to do it for weight loss, good for you. If you don't need to lose any weight, get yourself into the cardio thing. I can't tell you how many people I know that are dropping dead, and they're not old at all. They're definitely not old. But they're dropping dead. These people, a lot of them are smokers. Most of them were either smokers or overweight. They did not exercise at all, from what I've been told. And they're having heart attacks, massive heart attacks. Way too young. One of my neighbors, she just died. She's like 62 years old. She died because she was a smoker, and she ended up getting lung cancer, which turned to brain cancer. I got another neighbor that her husband smoked, not smokes. He smoked until he got cancer. And she ended up getting cancer, probably because of the smoking, and now she's got brain cancer. She's going to die. I've got another neighbor just really close to me who, she's got brain cancer. She's a brain surgeon. And these people are all really young, and they're dropping all over the place. Some of it has to do with just how things are in life, and a lot of it has to do with these people, most of them, like even the heart surgeon, she's overweight and she doesn't take care of herself. She doesn't exercise. And there's no guarantee that by exercising that you're going to be healthy, or that you're not going to get hit by a car, or something else isn't going to happen. So 58, 56, 54, 5 minutes here, and it's still doing its little thing after the 16 minutes of downloading. So 16 minutes and then 5. And we're still not rebooting yet. We're rebooting for the second time. So I can't say it enough. I take people shopping, elderly people shopping who need to get food or need help. I go shopping with them, or I drive them there, or I'll help them out. And they buy crap. I say, what are you buying that stuff for? It's all sugar and it's fat and it's not healthy for you. There's nothing in it except sugar and corn syrup or flour. I want it. You know, what are you going to do? You can't really tell somebody no. Wow. Rebooting again? There we go. You can't really tell somebody no. But it's like they're addicted. You can't even convince them saying, put that stuff down. You don't need it. No, I need it. So, that's their life. We all decide what we want to do with our lives. But I just freak out with the thought of doctors, and I'm trying to take care of myself and be healthy enough. After my birthday, I'm going to go make a physical, see what my blood sugar numbers are, see if my weight loss has helped at all. And that's when she's going to say, I want to put you on blood sugar medicine, or hopefully not. I want to put you on cholesterol pills. And I'm like, nope, not going to do it. I'll keep working out. So let me reboot. Here we go. What do we have here? We're starting up. We're restarting up. Lots of glare from outside. See all that glare? Whoo! I turned the light off, but that's just all glare from outdoors. Normally I do this at night, and I have the curtain closed so we don't have any glare. But we've got a lot of glare. So sorry for boring everybody this month, because I can't read you the update of what this thing's going to do. Not that it matters, because I'm sure nobody cares that Media Server got an update from a denial of service attack. But some of you watch this stuff and you listen to me ramble and you do a thumbs up, and a lot of you do a thumbs down and say, shut up already, I hate you. Wow, this is taking a while. Is this going to... Let's see if we're going to get the module thing. Oh, there it is. It's back. Look at that. We're back to the module thing, which I told you did not happen last month. When I first got this phone, I believe it was 43, 41 modules. Now, then it went down to 39. Now we're at 38. So... I'm plugged in on the old power cord, which means I can talk you to death for the next hour. We're at 11:05. We're at 25 minutes of this already. And this is moving along really quick. Very quickly. Not really quick. Very quickly. Is that right? Which one's right? Very quickly or real quick? It's moving along. And I always noticed that it moved along really fast, very quickly, or as that crazy guy in the White House would say, it moved along bigly. Sorry, I know that pisses some people off, but anytime I hear that guy, all I do is laugh. It's an embarrassment, an absolute embarrassment that some moron... I'm kind of intelligent. I have a lot of skills, a lot of talent. I would never say I'm qualified to be in an office like that, in that position. This guy's an absolute idiot. Supposedly he can barely read. When you watch him, he reads with his finger on the words. He can't speak from the top of his head unless it's an insult. Everything he says is a lie, and then he changes it the next day. So, What are you going to do? I lost my train of thought there. Anytime I think about that guy, whew, absolute embarrassment. So the last 35 to 40 something module updates used to take forever on this thing. And now this is really cranking along. It's moving along. I don't know if any of you do updates or if you post videos. It's a lot of fun. It's an enormous amount of fun. I enjoy it. I try to make my life as happy as possible and do things that I enjoy. Some things I don't enjoy, I just make it a project or a fun project, or hey, you got to do it, so go in there and do it and make the best of it and just get it done, even if you have to drag it out over a long period of time, like I did with my painting. So there's a lot of work. You go, you set the thing up. I'm not on a tripod this time because I'm going to be making a tripod extension. That will be another video coming up soon. That's on the list. But I'm holding the camera. That's why it's wobbling all over the place. And so you got to film. You got to go someplace or find something to film. Then you upload it. You transfer it to the computer. Some people work everything on their cell phone. Not me. I use a computer. You transfer it to the computer. Then you got to load those files into the video editing program. Then you have to do cropping and speed up, speed down, cut, paste, edit. If you have music or copyright music in the background, you got to cut that out or bleep out the audio part. And then you render it, which just means take the audio and video and put it in a converted type file that it's usable for whatever you're going to be putting it on, which for me is YouTube. And rendering usually takes forever. And then after you render it, then you take that file and you upload it, which takes a long time unless you have an extremely fast internet connection, which I don't. It would be nice to upload in 5 minutes, but to me, it's not, even though I could pay for it, it's not worth. To me, I don't see the logic of spending extra money to get something like an upload done faster when, let's face it, we waste half the hours in our day anyway, so I'll just walk away and let it do its thing. Then you get it up there, then you have to go in and put the title in, the sharing permissions, what is the word that I'm thinking of? The description, what category it fits in, who you want it to be visible to. So there's a lot of stuff. And then after that, you just kick back and say, wow, I spent 3 hours doing that video and I have 5 views in a day. Kind of sad, kind of embarrassing, but it's not a big deal because I do it for fun. And I get a lot of people that thank me for my videos, and I get a lot of people that say I'm really awesome, or I'm cool, or I'm great, or I saved them a fortune of money. And then I get a few people that say they can't stand me, and they hate me, and they insult me. And that's all right, too. Hey, that's just how it goes in this world, right? So, what are we at? We are now at 30 minutes for a simple 80 meg security update, and I still have no clue what is in this thing. Sorry I'm wobbling around so much. I'm sitting on the edge of a chair, which is really bad for my back. And I should reposition it, which I just did. Ow. And I'm holding the power cord with one hand and the camera with the other because, as I said, no tripod today. And with me, when I ride that bike, like I told you, my back and my hamstrings, my legs, my hip flexors, everything tightens up because I'm always tight. And it just makes it really hard to get on the bike the next day. Plus, I don't know how these people ride 100 miles a day when they're doing events. 20 miles, I'm getting off the bike, I'm taking photos, I'm posting them online, I'm taking water breaks. I do a little bit of stretching out of my legs sometimes, but not too much because I don't want my back to go out and then I've got to ride home all messed up. But I get home, I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted. Even though I've got some energy, I feel good. My heart feels really good. The body feels good. I'm worn out. I can't wait to munch on something, and that's the problem, that people like me, we work out and we get home and we eat a bunch of garbage, and then everything we accomplished is thrown down the drain. So I try to eat properly, but I'm starving, so then I eat and I hit the sofa and I'm out for hours because I'm exhausted. So I don't know how people get out there and they do a bike ride before work, or they go to the gym and work out really hard and then they go to work for 8 hours. How do they do that? I just can't. So this is a real, I should say this is really slow, but it's bigly slow. So I just saw on the net today Truman, in 1948, Truman got out there and got rid of, was it segregation or some type of discrimination in the military, 1948. And then today, Psycho Man goes out and says that he doesn't want transgender people in the military. Unbelievable. You know, if you're the type of person, hey, if you hate me and you're going to do a thumbs down now, that's fine. I could care less. If you're the kind of person that's worried about what somebody has down below their belt, and that's going to affect your life, then you really should just pack your bags up and get out of this country, because you are not an American. I don't really care what people are doing. I might see some stuff and think, okay, that's not really my lifestyle. I think it's kind of gross or it's disgusting, but it doesn't affect my life. It doesn't bother me. And I move on. You know what bothers me the most? People that get in a car and they drive after they had one drink. I don't care if they're not, if they shouldn't be driving. In California, they call it DUI, driving while intoxicated. They don't say driving while drunk, driving under the influence. DUI, driving under influence. So under the influence means you've just got that alcohol in you. It doesn't mean that you broke the law. And if they want to, they can pick you up and say, we smell alcohol, and we're picking you up, we're taking you in there, and you're going on the bench, and we're going to handcuff you, and we're going to test you. And then they can find out that the reading is low, but it's going to show up on the paperwork that you were brought in for DUI. No convictions, no arrests. So I just have zero respect for people that even go someplace, drink, and get in that car way too soon thinking they're okay. I have very little respect for people that go in there and smoke cigarettes and pollute the world and endanger themselves and endanger others that are around them. I have very little respect for people that are going out there and keeping the drug trade going in this world, which results in thousands, if not tens of thousands, of deaths and destruction. So that's what bothers me. I don't really care if some person is transgender and going out trying to defend my country. That doesn't bother me. I could care less. So what's my thought now about that? Because I always like to bring that up. We got 36% of the people in the country. They say it's 36% that always supports him, but it's really 36%. It's not 36% of the GOP, but it is. I don't think it is. It's 36% in the polls that always show no matter what this crazy man does, they support him. And I always say, we don't need to impeach him. We need to find those 36%, take away their citizenship, and get them out of this country, because they're not American. They don't stand for what this country stands for, and they really don't belong to, they don't deserve to enjoy the benefits of being a citizen in this country if they're going to support the hate that this guy lives for. He insults his co-workers in public. He threatens them in public. He lies every day. Everything he is doing is to harm other people. He wants to harm everybody he can. He harms the weak. He harms the poor. He harms everybody, or he wants to harm everybody that doesn't make as much money as he does. He doesn't care if you have life insurance. He doesn't care if you have health insurance. He doesn't care if you get medical treatment. He doesn't care if you were poor and you came to the country, whether rightly or wrongly, or bigly. He doesn't care. He just wants you to suffer. And you know what's really sickening is the guy is 71 years old. If I was 71 years old and had billions of dollars, I wouldn't be working. I wouldn't be out there hurting people. I'd be saying, I don't have that many years left on this earth because of my age. I'm going to go get on a yacht. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to be in the water. I'm going to go pull out a fishing pole and catch some fish. I've got tons of money. Let me go to a hospital and open up a wing, put some of this money towards dedicating another hospital section to my name so that it will live forever. That's what I would be doing. I would be investing my money in things that matter and enjoying my life. I wouldn't be out there working. I wouldn't be out there trying to hurt people or make people suffer, and I wouldn't be out there trying to make people think that I'm the greatest thing in the world and bragging and boasting about myself. I would do that with donations to help the world, realizing that there's only so much time before you're not going to make it because of health reasons or life expectancy, and put your money towards something good. So I have zero respect for that guy, as does most of this country. Zero respect, except for that small 36%. And my only thought about them is these people, anybody that supports this man, has serious problems with their own self-esteem and their own life, and they probably were not loved, and they are probably not very happy. They just seem to enjoy watching people suffer and get hurt. And the strange thing is that most of the people that support this guy are going to get hurt, and they are going to suffer because of his actions, unless the other side, the other party, the Dems, go in there and block everything and try to stop the damage that this guy is doing. So what are you going to do? But that's why in my life I go out, I ride my bike, I exercise, I help people, I volunteer, I do good things. I do good things to make myself happy, make others happy, make the world happy. And we're almost finished here. Finishing the boot. Oh my gosh, we are at what, 20? We're almost at 40 minutes on this thing. This is a long update. There has got to be just an enormous amount of security updating in this update today. Let's see, what do we have? We started out at 1240. That's kind of weird. I never saw that thing in the left-hand corner before. I wonder what that is. Oh, that's probably a voice. Is that a voice message? Okay, I don't have my 4G. 86%. This was at 100%. So 86%, 14% battery power for one update that took 40 minutes. We're going to go, if you're in Canada, then we're going to be looking at the a boot phone. July 5th, that is so weird. So when I did that video last couple weeks ago and I said, where's my July 5th update? Here it is. The July 5th update coming out on, today's the 26th, came out on July 24th, I think. We're still at 601 Marshmallow. Some people are saying we're going to get the Nougat Nugget update soon. I don't know when, but it's supposed to be happening. So there's the July 5th patch. At least it came out, and the build is AAM940. So sorry for rambling and talking for 40 some minutes. If you got to the end, and I know there's always one person that does, but nobody else writes back. If you got to the end, let me know. If you hate my videos, that's fine. If you hate my talking about Orange Head, that's fine too. Yeah, go out and work out. Lose some weight. Take care of your life. Take care of your health. Take care of your body, your heart. Stay happy. Stay healthy. Stay positive. Live a good life. And I will see you. Well, this is July. It's July 26, which means that if they stick with the The update's on the 5th. In another 2 weeks, I will be updating you. I'll let you know if I got the dog. I'll let you know if I did another bike ride. Let you know what's going on with life and how this place got cleaned up for anybody that cares. So thumbs up, subscribe, do a like if you want to share my videos. I would love that. That definitely helps me out. And if there's something you want me to do a video on, if you want me to go down to the beach and record some waves or the bike path or some traffic in LA, or if you have product you want me to review or just something, let me know. If I can do it, I will. Talk to you soon.